No one told me betrayal had a sound, the rain pounding against the glass, mingling with the rhythm of a breaking heart. Anna stands before the screen, watching her husband laugh beside another woman at a dazzling Manhattan gala. The flash of cameras, the clinking of champagne glasses, the laughter all blend into a requiem for farewell. She flees the city in the rain-soaked night, her pregnant belly heavy with burden. But as her car skids along the Seabrook coastal road, a flash pierces the fog. Someone's lens is watching. Years later, that photograph resurfaces, alongside medical records revealing she was carrying twins. One child survived. The other vanished. If the truth lies buried beneath the waves, will anyone dare to dig it up? The rain pours over Manhattan as if the sky itself seeks to wash something away. Golden streetlights reflect off the wet pavement, turning Wall Street into a shimmering mirror. In a 37th floor apartment, Anna stands silent amid artificial light, gripping the TV remote, where images of the gala play out. Richard Miller, her husband, the celebrated investor, dubbed by the press as Manhattan's new icon, beams beside a woman in a silver gown. As she leans into his shoulder, a camera flash ignites, and Anna feels something shatter inside her chest. No words are needed, she understands. The gaps in his phone calls, the sudden business trips, the late nights they piece together like the final fragments of a picture she refused to see. The once warm apartment now feels alien. The scent of his cologne, the lavender candles, all now suffocate her. Outside, thunder rumbles. A bolt of lightning splits the sky, reflecting her pale, weary face, yet her eyes burn with strange clarity. She turns off the TV. Silence drapes the room like a shroud. Her belly, 7 months heavy with twins, weighs on her. 5 tiny lives stir within, as if sensing their mother's turmoil. Anna places a hand on her stomach, takes a deep breath. Without a word, she opens the closet, pulls out a small suitcase, and packs a few clothes, a journal, and the black and white ultrasound she always carries. As she locks the door, neon lights reflect off the tears on her lashes. Not rain, but something hotter, heavier. On the road out of the city, the wind howls around her car like a mournful cry. The radio plays an old jazz tune, but she hears nothing. Only the rain, the wipers, and the void between each breath. A storm hits as she crosses the bridge to the outskirts. Rain lashes the windshield, blurring her vision. She swerves, but the tires slip. The car spins, plunging into a ditch by the road. A crash, then silence. When she opens her eyes, flashing lights flicker in the distance. A man runs toward her, raincoat clinging to his frame. He taps the window, his voice cutting through the storm. "Are you okay?" Anna nods, struggling to open the door. The man helps her out, guiding her to his pickup truck. Inside, warmth envelops her. He introduces himself, Dr. Michael Evans, on his way to Seabrook. Anna says nothing, only that she needs a place to stay. Michael glances at her, asking no further questions, and nods. "Seabrook could use someone like you. It's quiet there." The truck rolls forward. Outside, the sea emerges inky black, fierce, yet strangely serene. In the headlights, raindrops fall like shattered crystal beads. Anna leans against the window, whispering to herself, "Don't cry, things will change." But as the truck rounds the final bend, a flash glints through the fog like a camera's light. Her heart races as she turns, but behind her is only darkness and the crash of waves. She doesn't know that moment that photographer will become the thread tying every tragedy and buried truth together. When the truck stops before a small wooden house by the sea, she sees a rusted sign, "Welcome to Seabrook." The wind whistles through the windows, the salty air filling her lungs. Anna steps out, legs trembling but eyes no longer afraid. Amid the waves, she hears a whisper. "Welcome home." Seabrook's dawn is unlike anywhere else. The first light is thin as silk, gliding over the ashen sea and rows of wooden houses along the sandy cliffs. The waves crash against the rocks like the steady breath of a sleeping giant. Anna wakes in a small room, where old curtains flutter in the early breeze. The scent of salt and damp wood blends into a strange, peaceful calm. She touches her belly, 5 tiny lives still sleeping within. No honking cars, no blinding lights, only the rhythm of waves and her own heartbeat. In the kitchen next door, Dr. Michael Evans brews coffee. The 40-something man, with a sun-weathered face and calm eyes, seems accustomed to life's storms. As Anna enters, he says simply, "Did you sleep okay?" "Yes, thank you. For everything." Michael smiles, handing her a mug of herbal tea. "No need to thank me. Everyone here has left something behind." His words make her pause. Perhaps that's why this town feels so still, a haven for souls seeking a fresh start. Michael takes her to Mrs. Gray's, a silver-haired woman who owns an old boarding house on a hill overlooking the sea. The house is moss-covered but warm and light-filled inside. Mrs. Gray looks at Anna once, then nods, asking no questions. "I've got a spare room. If you need a place to breathe, stay as long as you like." The simple words feel like a lifeline to Anna, the first buoy in her lonely ocean. The days that follow pass slowly, as if Seabrook's time obeys no rules. Anna begins helping Mrs. Gray at the small cafe downstairs, where townsfolk gather each morning, sipping coffee, talking weather, and gazing silently at the sea. She doesn't share her real name. To them, she's Anne Green, the woman from the city with eyes that hold an unhealed wound. But in the cafe's cloudy mirror, Anna starts to see a new reflection. No longer the betrayed wife, but a mother preparing to welcome life. One Saturday afternoon, Michael stops by with a small wooden box. Inside are old tools, a chisel, a saw, and driftwood. "I thought you might try something with these hands. The wood here carries the sea's stories." Anna smiles, her first in weeks. She begins carving small shapes, shells, wings, children's hands. Each cut is a breath, an unspoken prayer. One morning, as sunlight spills through the window, she finds 6 pieces in the box instead of 5. One, unaccounted for, mirrors a child's hand but smaller, frailer. Her hand trembles as she touches it. A chill runs down her spine, as if someone called her name from far away. That evening, Mrs. Gray sits with her on the porch. The sea is dark, the wind swaying the hanging lantern. "You know, Mrs. Gray says slowly, the sea holds on to everything that falls into it. Sometimes it gives back, but never the same as before." Anna stays silent, staring at the small wooden piece in her hand. She doesn't know why a vague premonition stirs, as if something long lost is slowly finding its way back. Night falls. A light rain begins. Anna sits by the window, writing in her journal. Day 7 in Seabrook. "I've learned to be silent, but sometimes, in the waves, I hear someone crying. Maybe it's me, in another place." Outside, the sky opens, lightning slicing the horizon. In that moment, Anna sees a figure on the beach, tall, in a raincoat, holding a camera. A flash sparks. She leaps up, runs outside, but reaches only wet sand and fading footprints. On the shore, a small object remains, a rusted metal tag, engraved with 2 letters, R.M. Anna picks it up, hands shaking. Her heart pounds, torn between fear and doubt. Richard, or mere coincidence? The waves rise, erasing her footprints. Far off, the lighthouse beam sweeps the sea like a watchful eye. She clutches the tag, looking out at the ocean. For the first time, she realizes Seabrook is not just a refuge, it's where secrets begin to rise from the depths. The rain starts in the afternoon, a heavy curtain cloaking the coastal town. Seabrook's sea churns, the wind howling around the wooden house, windows rattling as if to break free. In her small room, Anna lies curled on the bed, cold sweat on her brow. A sharp contraction steals her breath. "It's time." Michael bursts in at her short cry, medical bag in hand. Mrs. Gray hurriedly stokes the fire, boiling water. The storm rages outside, but in the room, all sound narrows to Anna's stifled moans and the pulse of life. No hospital, no cold lights, only the smell of salt, wood smoke, and the firelight dancing on the walls. Michael holds her hand tightly, guiding each breath. "Anna, look at me. Stay calm, the first one's coming." She nods, tears streaming down her cheeks, mingling with sweat. A small cry pierces the air, clear and sharp. Then a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, blending with the howling wind. Michael places each baby on her chest, wrapped in blankets. 5 tiny lives, 5 distinct cries, weaving into a symphony of survival. Anna gazes at them, smiling through tears. My 5 little pebbles. Her whisper seems to hush even the waves outside. Mrs. Gray wipes her brow, voice thick. You're stronger than I thought. Then silence. A gust shakes the door, the lamp flickering. Michael, checking the babies, pauses. He glances at the ultrasound on the table, the one she brought from the city, its edges smudged. A twin bee, he mutters, a flicker of doubt in his eyes. What is it? Anna gasps. Michael hesitates, then shakes his head. Nothing. Maybe a mistake. Rest now. But as he cleans up, a faint sound echoes, not a cry, but a breath, like a whisper from behind the wooden walls. He looks up. Outside, thunder cracks, lightning illuminating the window where a figure stands, camera in hand. A flash blazes. Michael startles, rushing outside, but finds only rain lashing his face. The sandy path is empty, the wind erasing all traces. In the room, Anna lies exhausted, her 5 babies sleeping in her arms. In the corner, her journal lies open, the last page soaked, its ink smearing into distorted words. If one is lost, the sea keeps its secret. Michael closes the notebook, staring into the rain, his eyes heavy. He doesn't mention what he saw. The storm rages until dawn. When the sun rises, the town is a wreck. Fallen trees, torn roofs. But Anna's small house stands firm. Mrs. Gray steps in, exhaling in relief. The sea spared you. Anna smiles weakly, eyes closing, lulled by the waves like a lullaby. She doesn't know that on the beach where the flash sparked last night, a small object washes ashore, a silver baby bracelet, engraved with a faint bee. At noon, as Michael brings milk for the babies, he pauses at the door. Anna sits gazing at the sea, her eyes distant. Do you believe in signs, Michael? Not really. I trust medicine more. And she touches her now flat stomach. I believe the sea is holding something of mine. Michael doesn't reply, standing still. A breeze from the ocean carries the sharp tang of salt and a chilling warning. That night, Anna can't sleep. The waves crash like a child's cry. She steps onto the porch, gazing at the distant lighthouse, its beams sweeping the sea, briefly illuminating a dark whirlpool. For a moment, she thinks she sees a tiny arm rise from the water, then vanish. She rubs her eyes, only waves remain. She pulls her coat tight, turning back. But as she closes the door, the house's lights flicker. On the table, an old photo left by an unknown camera glows clearer in the lightning. A pregnant woman by a car, with a 6th faint shadow in her belly, blurred among the flashes. Anna freezes. A feeling, both sacred and chilling, races down her spine. She knows she's entered a journey with no return. A part of her, or someone, is still out there in the sea, in the storm, waiting to be found. Time in Seabrook flows like steady waves. Each morning, soft sunlight filters through the curtains, illuminating the faces of her 5 sleeping children. Anna sits by the window, holding a mug of herbal tea, eyes on the sea. With each day, fear fades, but an unnamed void lingers in her heart. The hillside house becomes a home. Mrs. Gray quietly helps, and Michael stops by to check on the babies. He speaks little, but his presence is a steady rhythm in her chaotic life. One morning, cleaning up after a storm, Anna finds 5 smooth pebbles at the foot of the stairs. 5 colors, gleaming in the sun. She washes them, placing them on the windowsill. 5 pebbles, she whispers, gifts from the sea. That day, an idea sparks. Anna carves driftwood into shapes birds, shells attaching a pebble to each. They carry the sea's raw, tranquil essence. When Michael visits, he's surprised. You made all these? She nods. They feel peaceful. You should sell them. The idea seems far-fetched, but Mrs. Gray agrees. Everyone here needs a bit of luck. What do you call it? Anna looks at the pebbles on the sill. 5 pebbles. Weeks later, Mrs. Gray's cafe becomes a small display corner. Tourists stop by, buy, and say the pieces bring an odd calm. Word spreads. Townsfolk bring Anna driftwood and shells, saying they chose her. By summer, 5 Pebbles Creations is a small sensation along the coast. One afternoon, a woman in a suit enters, urban but gentle-eyed. She introduces herself as Elaine Hart, from a local creative fund. I saw your work in the town paper, she says. They have soul. I want to invest to expand. Anna hesitates, unused to that world. But Elaine smiles. Don't think of it as business. Think of it as sharing. These pebbles might save other lost souls. Her words warm Anna's heart. For the first time in years, she feels not just alive but living. Work pulls her into a new rhythm. She and Michael, with townsfolk, open a small workshop by the bay, hiring those who lost homes to storms. The driftwood and pebble creations sell online, bearing a logo of a child's hand holding a stone. With each piece shipped, Anna includes a note. For someone, somewhere, starting over. One evening, as she packs orders, Michael brings an old photo. Found this in the police evidence locker. It might be yours. The faded image, taken during the storm of her delivery, shows a flash illuminating Anna clutching her belly. But under brighter light, she sees it clearly. 2 shapes in her womb, not 5 as she thought. Her hands shake. Who took this? Michael is silent. No one knows. The photographer never came forward. Anna feels time stop. She recalls the extra wood piece, the 6th pebble, the waves that sounded like cries. An old premonition resurfaces. Her unnamed child is still out there, in the ocean. That night, she sits on the porch, staring at the dark sea. Mrs. Gray brings hot tea, saying softly, "Sometimes, what we lose isn't truly gone. It changes form to protect us." Anna asks quietly, "Do you believe in signs?" "Oh, yes." Mrs. Gray smiles faintly. "The sea always sends signals. Only those who've hurt can hear them." Far off, the lighthouse beam sweeps the waves, pausing briefly at the deepest waters. Anna follows its path, feeling something call her. She grips the 6th pebble in her pocket found under the stairs and holds it tight. The next day, 5 Pebbles Creations is officially registered. The town gathers to celebrate. Elaine hands Anna a signing pen, and Michael rests a hand on her shoulder. "You did it, Anna." She smiles, tears glinting in the afternoon sun. But amid the cheers, her eyes stay on the sea. In the waves, she imagines a child running on the sand, then fading into the mist. Autumn sweeps into Seabrook with thin fog and a sharper salt tang. Anna grows used to the waves, the slow life, the trusting eyes of her workshop team. But peace is never an end, only a pause before the storm returns. One afternoon, as Anna packs the last orders, Michael enters, placing a thick, sealed envelope before her. "The courier said it was sent for you," he says, voice odd. No sender's name, just a faint line, "To the one who survived." Anna opens it. Inside are old photos, all of the same scene. That stormy night, the wooden house, flickering lights, and her Anna with her swollen belly. But more. In one photo's corner, a child's handprint on the car window too small to be hers. Her heart clenches, breath catching. Michael sees her reaction. "You okay?" Anna doesn't answer, flipping to the last photo. A man in a raincoat, shielding a camera, standing on the beach, the figure she's glimpsed for years. On the back, scrawled words, "Go to where it began. The truth never sleeps." That night, she doesn't sleep. Mrs. Gray notices her unease, saying softly, "Don't let the darkness in your heart pull you back to sea." But Anna knows she must go. The photos hold not a threat, but a cry for help. The next morning, she leaves her 5 children with Mrs. Gray, driving to the old bridge where her car once skidded. Fog blankets the air, the sea stirring lightly. On the wet sand, a man waits tall, thin, a camera around his neck. "You don't remember me," he says, voice hoarse. "I'm Samuel Cross, freelance photographer. I was there that stormy night. I shot what I thought was nature's fury, until I saw you." Anna freezes. Samuel opens his bag, pulling out another film roll. "I kept this for 8 years. No one believed me when I said you carried 6 children. They erased records, destroyed evidence. But recently, someone's been hunting me. They want this film gone." The wind blows, salt stinging her nose. "Who?" Samuel laughs wearily. "The Millers, your husband's family. Who else could bury a town under the sea and cover their tracks?" Anna reels. His words remind her of an old cassette. Elaine once mentioned Richard's father's confession about a real estate project that drowned half of Seabrook. Part of her wants to flee, but Samuel's gaze holds her. There's something you need to see. He opens the camera, hands her an old memory card. Trust no one, not even me. They're coming. Before she can ask more, engines roar in the distance. 2 black SUVs speed toward them, tires crushing sand. Samuel pushes her toward the rocks. Go. A gunshot rings out. Seabirds scatter. Anna sprints to the cliffs, slipping, clutching the memory card. When she looks back, Samuel lies on the sand, blood soaking his shirt. In the waves' roar, she hears his faint words. The 6th child didn't die. They took it. Shock hits her. Sounds dissolve into the wind. She stumbles to her car, starts it, and speeds off as rain pours again. In the rear view, Seabrook fades. Only lightning and pursuing shadows remain. She stops in a pine forest by the coast, opening the memory card on her laptop. Blurry, shaky images appear, then freeze. Her, being carried by Michael after the crash. A figure handing a white-wrapped bundle out of frame. A hoarse male voice. Hurry, don't let her see. She knows that voice. Unmistakable. Richard. Her arms shake, tears welling. Not just betrayal, he stole a piece of her, a life from her. Outside, thunder rolls. She looks at the sea through the window, waves frothing white. The 6th child, she whispers. If you're alive, I'll find you. She starts the car, copies the data, hides the card in her necklace. Sirens echo faintly. No turning back. Anna drives towards Seabrook's lighthouse, the only place with a working radio signal. She must send the copy before all evidence is erased. The rain resumes. Seabrook drowns in thick fog, streetlights flickering like breathing shadows. Anna stops before an abandoned house at the bay's end, once the town's old radio station. The sea roars, waves pounding the cliffs, as if warning it's too late to turn back. She steps out, clutching the necklace with the memory card. A text from R. M. Jr. Richard's eldest son with Vanessa glows on her phone. She's never met him, only heard of his life in luxury, inheriting Richard's world. But now, he's guiding her to the truth's key. Inside the station, dust coats everything, the air thick with rust and metal. On a table, under an old cloth, sits a cassette player. Beside it, a tape labeled, Seabrook Project, Confidential, R.M. Sr. Anna plugs it in, the storm's roar mixing with the tape's hiss. A man's hoarse, trembling voice, Richard's father, long dead, speaks clearly. If you're hearing this, things have gone further than I feared. I can't take this secret to my grave. The Seabrook Project wasn't just land development. We buried part of the old town under the sea. Families didn't evacuate in time. And worse, I had medical records altered, hiding the twin birth at Street Grace Hospital. One child was taken under an agreement to protect the Miller name. The voice pauses, then continues, heavier. Anna Miller never knew. They told her only 5 children survived. Twin B was sent to a research facility on the West Coast. I didn't dare ask what they did. Richard knew. He was complicit. Anna stiffens, gripping the table, heart pounding like a drum. Outside, thunder crashes relentlessly. If someone seeks the truth one day, go beneath Seabrook's lighthouse. I hid a copy of the records and a list of the children taken. I left a sign, 6 pebbles. When you see it, you'll understand. The tape crackles, then stops. Anna collapses, tears mixing with rain. She presses stop, mind reeling. Outside, wind screams through the windows, lightning casting white streaks on cracked walls. 6 faint marks appear like pebble outlines. She knows she must go. Seabrook's lighthouse looms tall and cold, its concrete body weathered with moss. A spiral staircase descends to a sealed basement. Each step echoes like a heartbeat. At the bottom, seawater seeps in, reflecting her trembling flashlight. In the damp chamber sits a wooden chest. Its lid bears 6 carved dots, just as the father said. Anna brushes off moss, opens it. Inside, a nylon-wrapped file reads, Project Seabrook, Child Transfer Record. She flips the first page. Each record holds a photo of a newborn, same birth date, same hospital. At the list's end, she stops. The final entry, Miller, Twin B, gender, female, status, relocated. Relocated is scratched out in red ink. Below, Scrawled words. Adopted by Elaine Hart. Anna freezes. Elaine, the woman who helped build 5 Pebbles, her most trusted ally. A noise echoes behind her. She turns. Elaine stands at the basement door, hair wet, eyes a mix of sorrow and fear. You shouldn't have come here, Anna. Anna holds up the file. Why? Elaine steps closer, voice shaking. They said you couldn't raise all 6. They'd take one to save you. I didn't know who they were until it was too late. When I took her, she was barely alive. I raised her as my own. She lived, Anna. Your daughter lived. Anna steps back, tears streaming. Where is she? Elaine chokes. She was taken when I left the hospital. They said they'd protect her, but then I heard she vanished in a California fire. I searched for 5 years. Silence fills the space, broken only by the howling wind. Anna sinks, still clutching the file. Everything spins. Richard, his father, Elaine, Seabrook. Each holds a piece of the secret, and she's the only one paying the price. Outside, thunder pounds the sea. The lighthouse beam sweeps through the basement door, lighting Anna's face. In that glow, she sees a child's silhouette, wet hair, dark eyes smiling before fading. She doesn't know if it's a vision or a promise. Leaving the lighthouse, the rain eases. Anna holds the file to her chest. Each step echoes Richard's father's voice. Truth is a wave. The more you suppress it, the stronger it rises. As she exits the coastal path, Michael waits, face grave. They're hunting you. Elaine's gone. Anna looks at the file, voice cold as the sea breeze. She's not gone. She's fleeing with the truth. California's desert stretches like a dried ocean, cloudless sky, ground shimmering red with scorched sand. Anna drives 2 days from Seabrook, stopping only for gas and to watch sunsets. Each mile left behind is a piece of her old life, but ahead, she doesn't know what awaits, truth or another lie. The photo from the text rests in her wallet, edges worn from her grip. The child, about 5, has round black eyes and wears a silver bracelet engraved with a bee like the one washed away in the storm. Each glance tightens her chest, clawing at her heart. The road leads to Red Dune, an abandoned town where sea meets desert. A medical research facility once stood there, burned down 8 years ago in a mysterious fire. Per the records, Elaine searched there, then vanished. Anna stops before a rusted iron gate, a warped sign reading, Grace Medical Division. She pushes through, the air thick with old ash and hot sand. Inside, charred walls, collapsed halls, melted furniture. But one room stands intact, the archive. She navigates the dark, reaching a locked cabinet. As her hand touches the handle, a voice cuts through. Don't touch it. They're watching you. Anna spins. A gaunt man in a dusty coat stands in the shadows. His haggard face holds familiar eyes. R.M. Jr., she breathes. He nods, stepping into light. No longer the rich heir, he looks like a fugitive. My father said if I wanted to save something, I'd find you. I sent the message. I didn't think you'd come. She glances around, voice hoarse. I need the truth. Where's my daughter? He pauses, then hands her a USB. I found the last surveillance footage before the facility burned. The police erased the official records. This is the only copy. Anna plugs it into her laptop. The screen shows blurry, tilted footage. Elaine runs through a smoky hall, clutching a child. Behind her, 2 men in suits marked Miller Holdings. One shouts, "Don't let them escape. The child is sample B. Seabrook sequence." The image shakes, flames engulf the frame, ending in an explosion. Anna freezes. Sample? They experimented on my child? R.M. Jr. nods slowly. I investigated for years. Miller Holdings funded a genetics project to save premature babies with cell therapy. To bypass regulations, they used orphaned Seabrook children, those deemed dead. Twin B was one. She survived because of the project, but was taken. Anna feels the ground vanish. Where is she now? He looks away. A science group moved the subjects to a hidden site. Project Haven. I have coordinates. But going there means facing the entire corporation. Anna stares at the red horizon. I don't need safety. I need my daughter. A gust whips sand into a haze, carrying the crackle of hot metal. They leave the ruins, but before reaching the car, Helicopter blades hum. The ground shakes. RM. Junior pulls her behind a rock. They're faster than I thought. Black-clad figures with Miller Holdings badges leap out. A voice over a megaphone. Hand over the device and records. You're violating confidentiality. RM Jr. hands her the USB. Keep it. If I'm caught, go to these coordinates. He scribbles numbers on her hand, pushing her away. Run. She sprints through dunes, wind screaming, bullets tearing the air. Red sand swirls like a curtain of blood. When she looks back, RM Jr. is restrained. A soldier grabs his backup USB, smashing it into the ground. Anna hides behind a boulder, heart pounding. As the team leaves, she crawls out, brushing off sand. On the ground lies RM Jr.'s broken watch and a spreading bloodstain. She looks toward the sunset, red fading to deep purple. The breeze carries salt, hinting at the nearby sea. She understands the sea meets desert border isn't just geography. It's where past and present merge. Anna tucks the USB into her coat, starts the car. The GPS shows RM Jr.'s coordinates, a point on California's wild coast, near a preserve called Haven Bay. She accelerates west, toward the sea, toward the final trace of Twin B. Cold Pacific winds whip through wet sand. Before Anna lies Haven Bay, a small cove hidden behind rocky cliffs, unmapped. Low concrete buildings hug the shoreline, eerily silent. From afar, green lights blink like a predator's eyes. She kills the engine, letting darkness swallow her. Sand clings to her shoes, salt filling her lungs. In her pocket, the USB hums as she plugs it into her tablet, the only data RM Jr. died for. The screen displays Haven Bay's map and an access code. Access B6. She enters it, and the iron gate ahead grinds open with a heavy clank. The hallway inside is long and cold. The smell of antiseptic and sea damp makes her shudder. Each step echoes, stirring memories of the delivery room lights, moans, blood. It all returns, so vivid she wants to flee. But a faint voice from the car radio echoes in her mind. Mom, have you found me yet? She presses on. Wall signs read, Subject A1, B4, B6. Her heart tightens at the last. The final door bears 6 etched pebbles, the sign Richard's father mentioned. Anna takes a deep breath, opens it. The room blazes with sterile light. At its center, a glass chamber holds a small bed. A girl, about 8, sleeps inside, dark hair fanned out, her face a mirror of Anna's youth. On her wrist, a silver bracelet with a bee gleams. Anna drops her bag, heart skipping. My girl. She steps toward the glass. Sensors beep, red lights flash. The girl opens her eyes, slowly turning to look, her gaze calm, deep as the sea. Do you remember me? Anna asks through the glass, tears spilling. The girl tilts her head. Her voice, small and even, comes through a speaker. Mom? They said you didn't exist. They said I'm a copy. Anna trembles. No, you're my daughter. You were born in a storm. In Seabrook. You survived. Footsteps echo behind. The iron door swings open. Elaine Hart steps in, hair silver, eyes no longer warm but cold with long-held secrets. You shouldn't be here, Anna. You lied. You said she was dead. Elaine approaches, holding a control panel, voice shaking. I tried to hide her from them. She's the last intact piece of the Seabrook project. You don't understand, her genes can regenerate damaged tissue. They'll never let her go. Anna steps closer, voice breaking. She's my daughter, not an experiment. Elaine stares, then lowers her hand. I know. That's why I sent the coordinates to RM Jr., so you'd find her. Only you can stop them. Alarms blare. Lights flash. The central screen reads, Security breach, B6, released. The glass chamber opens. The girl steps out, barefoot, eyes wide. Anna kneels, arms open. The girl hesitates, then touches her hand. Warm, real. A shared heartbeat pulses through their fingers. My girl, Anna sobs. Let's go. Elaine shouts. Hurry, west exit. Sirens wail, guards flood in. Anna lifts the girl, running through the hall. Lights sweep, gunfire echoes. Sand outside swirls into a vortex. A bullet grazes, shattering the windshield. Elaine turns, pressing a button on the panel. The facility shakes, then explodes. Green flames erupt, reflecting on the sea. Anna shields her daughter, ducking as debris falls. When the smoke clears, Haven Bay glows like a volcanic crater. She whispers into the wind, "You're safe now, I promise." The girl opens her eyes, a tiny smile forming. Seabrook's winter sky is ashen gray. 6 years have passed since Haven Bay burned, but the salt air remains sharp, cold, and steeped in memory. The old car stops before the wooden house on the hill. The seashell wind chime still hangs by the window, clinking like a greeting from the past. Anna steps out, carrying the girl in her arms. Twin B, now B, clings to her shoulder, black eyes gleaming under tousled hair. 6 children, the first 5 and B are finally together. 6 pebbles in Anna's pocket, smoothed by time, radiate strange warmth. The door opens. Mrs. Gray stands there, older but with the same kind eyes. Wordlessly, they embrace on the porch, tears mingling with the sound of waves. "You found her," Mrs. Gray whispers. Anna nods, lips trembling. "I'm not sure I deserve it, but I kept her." Inside, little has changed. On the table sits the 5 pebbles box, now dusted lightly. Michael emerges from the kitchen, hair graying, smile slow. "Thought you wouldn't come back." "I thought so too," Anna says, voice hoarse. "But Seabrook's the only place that knows how to forgive." B steps shyly to the table, her tiny hand touching the 6th pebble. It glows faintly, like a firefly. Everyone stills. Michael looks at Anna, eyes wide. "Maybe the sea really chose you." That evening, they sit around the fireplace. The older 5 chatter about school, while B listens quietly, sometimes smiling Anna's smile from long ago. Outside, waves pulse like a heartbeat. Anna plays the old cassette, carried through her journeys. Amid faint static, Richard's father's voice speaks again, softer, calmer. "If you hear this, let the sea decide the rest." Truth never dies. It changes form to teach us how to love better. She stops the tape, silent for a long time. "I've forgiven," she says softly, toward the darkness outside. "Everyone, even myself." B looks up. "Mom, was Dad a bad person?" Anna strokes her hair. "No, sweetheart. He just didn't have the courage to choose right then. But because of that, I learned not to fear loss." "Mrs. Gray nods, voice warm. "Survivors are chosen not for revenge, but to tell the story." Dawn. The sea lies flat as glass. Anna walks out, carrying the 6 pebbles. She places them on the sand, where her car once crashed years ago. Waves lap over, then recede, revealing words she scratched by hand. "We survived." She stands still, wind tugging her hair, the first sunlight bathing her face. B runs up, grabbing her hand. "Mom, who took that picture?" Anna follows her gaze on a distant cliff. A figure in a long raincoat holds a camera, still as stone. A flash sparks, then vanishes. She's no longer afraid. She smiles. "Maybe they just wanted to make sure we're okay." B giggles, holding a pebble to the sky. "I'll keep this forever." "Yes," Anna says, "because it's the start of another story." They walk back, golden light spilling over the dunes. On the waves, a piece of driftwood washes ashore, faintly carved. 5 pebbles, for every soul that came back. Anna picks it up, holding it to her heart. She knows now. Seabrook wasn't just her escape, it was where lost souls find themselves again. That morning, the sea is calm, as if no storm ever raged. The 6 children play on the sand, their laughter erasing the past's scars. Anna sits on a wooden chair, watching, her hand tracing a pebble. She no longer seeks answers. After everything, she understands that not every loss needs explaining. Some things exist to teach forgiveness, to teach faith in goodness despite a world that turned its back. From ashes, she built something stronger than justice, a home and a belief that love can be reborn. As waves touch her feet, she hears a faint whisper. "I held your pain, so you'd learn to heal." She smiles. The sea remains vast, forgiving, and silent. Seabrook's story ends, but where waves still crash, someone is finding their way home. If you've ever been lost, remember, sometimes The most beautiful thing isn't where you arrive, but where you dare to return.